Love is different for every person. The way it shines is different. But can anyone receive it? Once you experience it, your heart feels fulfilled in an instant. But what is love? In most relationships, attractions can be made or broken, depending on how the person was raised. Society tells us as a whole that there are expectations that need to be met in order for things to work. As we grow up, we find a partner, get married, have children, and repeat the cycle in order to be happy. But what if this said pattern takes one or more detours? What if things don't go according to plan? What if we're tossed aside because we can't fully meet those expectations? One tends to break when everything seems to go wrong or unexpected. This is the story of Happy Sugar Life. In your lifetime, you can only see and feel through your own perspective what affects you, what charms you, what disgusts you. It's different for everyone, such as love. In some cases, love is conditional. You can only love someone if they fit a certain criteria.
Now that she feels the same way, you've got the green light to get freaky with her.
But you don't get it. The thing I truly love the most about Anna is how innocent and pure she is.
That despite the fact that the one he loved drastically transformed into something broken and out of control, his attraction for her diminished because she was no longer pure. Now take that scene and expand it into something far more devastating and tragic, and you have Happy Sugar Life. This series is full of people who have mostly drawn the short end of the stick in regards to love. Our main character Sato has had a gaping void in her heart as she wonders what love really is. Her parents are dead, which leaves her in the care of an aunt who has a very warped definition of love. Well, it doesn't match society's definition of love, which confuses and scars Sato. With no one to properly guide her, she turns to the streets and hooks up with many men who all promise to love her. But honestly, they want something else. There was nothing in her life that could make her feel complete. That is, until she met an innocent girl named Shio. Through her innocent and gestures and loving words, Sato feels loved and complete. She doesn't want this feeling to go by any means necessary. But it's not just Sato who faces complications in regards to love. Her former manager was constantly tossed aside because men prefer cute girls like Sato, so she uses her charm and manipulative tactics to break her victims and to have her way with them. She's broken. She wants to make sure everyone else is broken. This is how she shows love. Her co-worker envies Sato so much that she became obsessed. She began to love her by trying so hard to be just like her, because she sees in herself nothing, but sees in Sato everything. This is how she shows her love. Mitsuboshi, poor sweet Mitsuboshi, can only be loved if he's pure. An older woman used him like a toy, and he feels dirty from head to toe. Older women are disgusting. Maybe something young and innocent can make him feel accepted and loved again. Purity is how he shows love. But these are examples of people who were deterred by the righteous path of life, and thus tossed aside. But what if someone followed this path completely, and had a successful life for being good and pure, only to be sadly disappointed with the results? A young girl gets pregnant, so she marries the father. This is fine. We'll be happy as a family, right? Families are supposed to be loving and honest, right? Fathers are supposed to protect you and do what's right for the family, right? A young man plays the game of life, becomes a teacher, marries his bride, and has a child, a beautiful, beautiful child. He should be happy, right? Well, why isn't he happy? Why isn't this enough? Everyone says this should be enough, but why isn't he satisfied? If society tells us that this is what it takes to be happy and loved, then why does everything hurt? Why are we going through this? Am I unclean? Did I do something wrong? Why is all of this wrong? Where is my happy ending? I played the rules. I followed your game. Where is my happy sugar life?
Right, so Robyn went into the deep end with this one. Here's the thing about life. You can't continually ruminate on the things that can and will go wrong, or else you'll just spiral into a negativity cycle. It's okay to acknowledge the negative, but if you obsess on the negative, you'll never move forward. So if you do continue to ruminate and have a sudden crisis like the one Robyn is having over there, try to do something that'll take your mind off the subject. Give your mind some breathing time. For example, hey Robyn, did you know Cole and Marmalade have two new sisters named Jug and Zigzag?
Wait, what?
Well, do you feel any better?
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Strider.
You're most welcome. Now, don't you let me ever see you with that creepy face again.
I make no promises. So here's the thing with Happy Sugar Life, for such a cute title, it ended up being some of the most demented things I've seen in my life. Anyways, for anyone who's ever had a sudden crisis because life didn't really go according to plan, this entire show is a slight exaggeration of that reaction. A show where everyone snaps because their lives drastically changed with bad outcomes. I say slightly exaggerated because, well, let's put it this way. A show like Berserk cannot happen as long as there's no screaming Behelit with demon kings ready to turn your world into a demon-filled nightmare as long as you're cool with killing your friends. A show like Madoka Magica cannot happen as long as there's no alien mascot exchanging your soul so you could be a magical girl only for you to turn into a witch so that the cycle completes itself. A show like Goblin Slayer cannot happen as long as there's no mythical creatures bent on killing our men and assaulting our women. A show like Happy Sugar Life cannot happen unless there's broken people with warped senses of love and selfishness that'll snap at their next target and not let them go until they get some form of satisfaction to fill in the void. Well, that just became a little too real, now did it? To put it simply, this is showing what our characters are willing to do in order to be happy and loved. They go all out to reach out to other people for very selfish reasons while not realizing just how horrible they really are. Even Sato's best friend Shoko wants to get close to Sato and find out why her life changed drastically because she's the one feeling lonely. She misses those days where she and Sato would go out and lure a few boys to play with. So now she's trying to fill in her own void to feel complete again. This, however, eventually punishes her, but I won't go into that spoiler just yet. And as we watch our main character bring down swift and painful reality to each character trying to use her for their own pleasures and satisfactions because she knows the true meaning of love through her own precious Shio, she doesn't even realize how much of a hypocrite she is. She's quick to punish others for their behavior only to be selfish herself, and how she keeps Shio at her house at all times. The real world is dark and full of bitter people, so stay in our little castle where you will stay sweet and innocent. There is no good or morally right character in this show. Not even sweet little Shio is innocent in the end. Oh crap, I'm getting existential again. Quick, cat video me! Okay, I can get through this. By the way, we're hitting spoiler territory. Our initial reaction to trouble and toxicity is to avoid it or run away from it, which is what happens in Happy Sugar Life. Sato wants her Happy Sugar Life, even if it means she'll have to kill her best friend to do it. She turns to her psychotic aunt for help, while still trying to take the high road as she looks down on her aunt for how she was raised. Sweetheart, you kidnapped a little girl and are living in an apartment formerly owned by a guy you killed. There's no high road for you, so don't give her that look. The plan was to use Mitsuboshi to lure away Shio's brother Asahi away from the city so he wouldn't get in their way, buy a train ticket out of the city, and find a new castle to have their Happy Sugar Life while the aunt burns the apartment down to the ground. Okay, honestly, she's my favorite character because she just loves going along with insanity. Anyways, the plan, like life, doesn't go over smoothly because nothing ever goes right for these characters. They head back to the apartment to pick up an important ring only for Asahi and Mitsuboshi to stop them while the building is going up in flames. It's at this point our girls decide to pull off a Romeo and Juliet moment by dying together so they can be far away from this hellhole of a city full of broken promises. Even with how Sato loved Shio and how she couldn't be apart from her, she suddenly decides to take the full blunt of the fall while saving Shio's life. And it's at this point where our sweet, cute, little innocent Shio, who could make a corrupted soul feel complete again, has become broken. She is now in a world full of broken souls, selfishly trying to find love and satisfaction, while her beloved Sato is dead, leaving her behind. But at the very least, she could turn to her Happy Sugar Life that remains in her mind, while voiding her interactions with the real world, even voiding her own brother, who honestly didn't really care for Shio's mentality because all he cared about was having a happy family again, no matter what he had to do and who he had to hurt. You see why I need this? This show is dark because it feels real. It's pointing out every flaw for being human and makes us rethink our actions and behavior towards our loved ones. Is everything that I'm doing for love fair or selfish? Am I making these decisions based on what's fair for everyone or what feels better for me? There are many relationships that want their partners to support them and love them no matter what, while giving little to no regard over how their actions affect the partner. We can be undeniably selfish, but often fail to see why. Mitsuboshi wanted Shio so he could feel pure. Shoko wanted Sato to feel complete again. And even when Shio loves Sato and wants to be there for her, Sato wanted Shio to fill in her void while maintaining the facade of a Happy Sugar Life. In the end, I'd recommend this series to anyone who can handle a dark story like this. It's a show full of insanity and existential topics that tend to make you think about life, but at the same time, this is an exaggeration of people snapping because life didn't really go according to plan. If you're interested, you can legally watch this series on Amazon Video. And a few of you were trying to point out that this series was dubbed, but the one episode I could find in an English dub was a fan dub. It was alright, but it wasn't official. If you can handle an insane psychological horror full of insane characters desperately trying to find what love really means, then I highly recommend Happy Sugar Life. Just remember Strider's advice on life. Don't think too hard on anything and find a way to take your mind off of it if it helps, like cat videos.
Ma, there's a weird f***ing stray cat outside. It looks like grandma, the f***ing thing.
Okay, maybe not that one. Just kidding, I actually want to pet this one. Gimme, baby.
No one told you life was gonna be this way.
So,
Yes.
what you're saying is
Yes.
that I
Yes.
should blow shit up.
Yes. Wait, no. No.
Do it. Doing it.
Thank heaven for little girls. Gotcha, bitch.
You walk in your front door going, I
can't be stabbed multiple times in the butt. Too late! He's in your house, and you die dead from multiple stab wounds to the butt.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Paint me like one of your French boys. Paint me.
Make you scream when I say I'll kill you that way.
No! Don't jump! Okay, no jump!
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination.
Story time. With this final bag, she had completely disposed of the body.
Oh, my cover.
The life of the wife is ended by the knife. Bravo, Eliza!
Oh, careful, honey. He has a knife. What? No, I don't.
The bride is here. She's waited for this day for many a year. For this day, our hopes and our pride. The bride is here. Here comes the bride.
Hey there, if you like what we do on this channel, be sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. If you wish to support us financially, we do have a Patreon page with numerous rewards to fit your budget. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter @AnimeAmerica, and be sure to check out our other channel, Pop Spectrum. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned, Anime America.